give it a little time. Let people fall in. You see the title right there. Goldman Sachs predicts 300 million would be lost to artificial intelligence. Give me one in the chat if you can see me. Give me one in the chat if you can see me. Let me drop the link. So I know a few people was in the house. Once again, you got to bear with me. I'm trying to simultaneously stream. Oh, shout out to my man Axel Foley. Trying to simultaneously stream to LinkedIn. I got to work on my LinkedIn skills. I'm struggling. Shout out to so I can see. So we're gonna get right into it, really. So once again, you know how we do it. Put any comments, cybersecurity or tech in the chat. Let's see. I gotta figure out what's going on with my LinkedIn. Boy, I be struggle streaming for real on LinkedIn, but it's all good. Taking with the good and the bad. So we'll figure it out. Let's see. I'm gonna put something in there. But we are going to figure it out. Why can't I do that? Yeah, I'm about to get that figured out. That's something else. So let's see. Oh, shout out to my man Chris. I made it, Mr. LinkedIn Tester. It's all good. I'm trying to simulcast. Salute to Wire Dog. Always supporting. I dropped the link. I'm sure the Tech Avengers going to come up soon. Oh, no, I take it over. Different things. Let's see. Disconnect. The damn for a job. Facts. Shout out to my man Free Zone in the chat. So we'll get on there. I'll drop the let me pin that link. So the link's at the top. I know that some of the Tech Avengers was on the other channel. I appreciate everybody for joining me. So actually we're gonna just continue the AI talk we were on with struggle security. My bad. I'm just peeking over on my LinkedIn page. I'm struggling, but I'm over there. So we're just gonna keep it going. So let's see. Greetings to everyone. Once again, you know how we do. If you got any questions, put them in the chat. I got the linked pinned to the top if you want to join. I know Struggle Security, he got kids, so he might not make it. Shout out to B2B. He's coming on in an hour, so I'm gonna keep mine tight. So once again, we're gonna get started. I don't quite agree with the Forbes for the 300 million jobs. So we're just gonna just read some of this, not all of it, just kind of get into it, see what Forbes, one of the top magazines, are thinking. I see them welcome message link in to test your LinkedIn strip. Let me see if I see it. Let me go back to where I was at. Yeah, I'm struggle streaming on LinkedIn. I have to work on that. Let's see, where is that at, man? I be struggle streaming. I see the salute PBO in chat. I don't know. I'm gonna work on it, kid. I'm gonna work on it. So let's see what Forbes got. Good evening, Professor Tech Avengers. Daily from shout out to today from Jamaica, Queens, New York. Let's get going on this. Once again, Dr. Dix, go check him out. He's a PhD in AI. He thinks it's gonna destroy the world or take it over. Shout out to him. I don't think it's gonna have that big of impact, especially in cybersecurity. So let's read a little bit of this, then we'll get into that. So if generative AI lives up to its hype, the workforce in the United States sure will be upended. Goldman Sachs reported this week in a sobering and alarming report about AI. The investment bank estimates 300 million jobs will be lost or diminished by the fast-growing technology. Right, I mean 300 million. They don't say the time frame yet. Maybe they say, but 300 million jobs It's a lot of jobs, and we're not going to create. Oh, appreciate the 5 for the barbecue fund. Shout out to Sharon for joining us again. So let's keep going. You see it right there. Let me highlight that 300 million jobs, and let's Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is one of the top, think tanks, investment companies. So they're supposed to be at the bleeding edge of this. Goldman contends automation creation creates innovation, which leads to new type of jobs. There will be a cost savings thanks to AI. They can deploy their resources toward building and growing business, ultimately increasing annual GDP by 7%. In recent months, the world witnessed the ascendancy of OpenAI, software ChatGPT, DALL-E. ChatGPT surpassed 1 million users in the first 5 days of launching. That's the fastest that any company's ever reached that benchmark. So that's one thing that's cool with tech is you got a good idea, you can blow it up and keep it moving, right? You can make it happen, right? So that's it. So like I said, 1 million in I think it was 3-4 months. So you can actually grow an idea and blow it up to a crazy amount of people. That's more than in the US. Facts. I'll double dip and watch that. I appreciate you. Yeah, to economists. I appreciate it. These people should be comedians. You can't even get most companies in the cloud yet. Service update. How they expect all these. That's a good point. That's an excellent point, man. I think they just think it's such a remover or a driver, but that is a good point. Like you said, we struggling to get people to the cloud. How we jumping straight into AI? Let's keep reading. Will the AI impact your jobs? Government predicts the growth in AI will mirror the trajectory of past computers and tech products. Just as the world went from mainframes to modern day computers, that will be a similar fast-paced growth of AI reshaping the world. AI can pass the attorney bar exam and score brilliantly on the SAT and produce unique artwork. We were just talking about that on Gabe's channel, right? We saw the lawyer get in trouble because ChatGPT was feeding it a couple fake cases or a couple of cases that wasn't quite true or not. So we know ChatGPT has some things to work on, right? But two is I think it's doing what it's supposed to do. You just got to go back and validate that those cases are real, right? You just got to do a little oversight and training of it. While the startup ecosystem has stalled due to adverse economic changes, investment global AI projects have boomed in 2020 to now. Investments in AI total nearly $94 billion, according to Stanford AI Index. If AI continues the growth trajectory, it could add 1% to the United States GDP by 2030. Right? We know it's going to be because when ChatGPT got $1 billion from Microsoft, everybody's going to be on it. Everybody that can spell. We're going to have AI in the coffee maker, right? AI is going to be in the refrigerator because that's going to make your company stock grow, right? But realistically, we're going to talk about what my thought pattern is for AI into cybersecurity. Do I think it's good or bad, or from that particular perspective? Administrative support, legal, architecture, engineering, business and financial operations, management, sales, healthcare, art and designs are some sectors that will be impacted by automation. We knew that, right? We know automation is coming. The combination of significant labor cost savings, new job creations, productivity boosts for non-displaced workers raise the possibility of labor productivity boom, like those followed the emergence of general purpose technologies like the electric motor and the personal computer. Right. So people forgot is I kind of lived through that, right? When you went from a mainframe to PCs, IBM called the PC a toy, right? Larry Ellison, when you talked about data centers, he thought AWS was a toy. He said no government firm that took security seriously would use AWS, right? Both of those were proven to be wrong, but it took like 20 years. AWS got a 15-year head start before anybody tried to duplicate because they didn't think that would work. A la Netflix and Blockbuster. So these things take a while before they become, effective or take change. Let's see. Yep, my man says double dipping. Let's see. Boom, boom. OpenAI still running a loss, I believe. No, I think you're right. Two is Microsoft's putting a ton of infrastructure and computer power behind it because it was growing so quick. That's one reason they had to sell it, because they didn't have enough infrastructure to keep growing up with Open API. The good thing with Microsoft, AWS, and Google is they get you ready for Fed work. They have a FedRAMP data center. They have NIST, 800, HIPAA High Trust. All those data centers are set up to do that type of government work, right? So as OpenAI grows, ChatGPT get better, they were already being a FedRAMP approved, government approved facility, so the government can start using some of that technology, and so they can build for it and make money for it, right? So what's the downside? According to academic research, automation technology has been the primary driver in the U.S. income inequality over the past 40 years. Published the National Bureau of Claims that 50 to 70% of changes in the United States wages since 1980 can be attributed to wage decline among blue-collar workers replaced or degraded by automation. Right, and that's true. I think automation has driven down the price of wages, computing power, right? But that cost reduction makes it ubiquitous, meaning everybody can use it, right? When I was trying to get a PC in 1984, PC was like $5,000, right? Now you can go to Walmart and get a good one and do Word and some basic stuff for $2.50 on a scratch and dent. The box has already been opened, right? So I've seen both sides of that, right? And we were talking a little bit about that on struggle security is what's the income inequality when you start teaching AI at schools. The most private schools usually get the best computers, usually use mainframe, usually use type of programming, right? So that's kind of where some of that inequality comes, right? Let's see what Chris was laughing at. And it didn't even come with the mouth facts, man. That's a fact. So yeah, so that's, but now, they giving away computers almost, right? So, and because long story short, young guy reached out to me. He said he wanted to be a computer tech. I said people don't solder boards anymore. I throw away a board before I solder it. If I'm gonna pay you $40 an hour, 2 hours, hell, I could have almost bought a new computer, right? I do it for the knowledge of it, but you're not gonna fix hardware anymore. It's gonna be almost a throwaway, right? Especially if you're a large corporation, you buying it by the train load. So you getting a huge discount. So your PCs really, you buying for workers 250, 300. In the next probably 3 or 4 years, you're gonna be getting PCs for 150. Because now people are gonna use Chromebooks now, just connect straight to data centers, right? So it's getting cheaper from that perspective. And I think they're getting better. So once again, let's talk about artificial intelligence, robots, new sophisticated technologies that cause a vast chasm in wealth and income equality. It's like these issues will accelerate. For now, college-educated white-collar professionals have largely been spared the fate of a non-college educated worker. People with a postgraduate degree saw their salaries rise, while low-education workers decline significantly. The study states that real earnings for men without a high school degree are now 15% lower than what they were in 1980. Right. So that's but two, though, I think the trades are hot. HVAC, electrician, plumbers, man, I do dudes charge an arm and a leg, especially in the winter, right? So I think certain trades are still gonna do quite well in that industry, right? And keep it up. Shout out to XL Pro for joining us. Yeah, man, them 8080 them 8080 PCs weighed about 100 pounds. They were heavy, right? But once again, that's the Moore's law, right? Every 18 months it gets faster and it gets cheaper, right? So now once again, you can go to scratch and dent inside Amazon or Walmart and get you a good PC for 150 with then you could get a 0365 of Windows, Excel all online for like, I think I pay $8 for mine, and you get all the apps and you off and running, right? So now shout out to Keep It Techie. You can kind of do your own company. You have those productivity gains over there. So let's keep rolling. NBR manages changes to the United States wage structure which caused by companies automating tasks that used to be done by people. This includes number control machinery, industrial robots replacing blue collar workers, manufacturers, specialized software, clerical workers. And I should Google this, but most people know this. In the 1950s, shout out to my man, Dev Lou. I got the chat pinned up to the top if you want to come up, Lou. I know you're busy sometime, but I got it pinned to the top if you want to come up. People don't remember there used to be administrative assistants throughout a company. I worked for a Fortune 500 pharmaceutical company. I shit you not, they probably had 1,500 admins, right? Typing up papers, using whiteout, right? The bosses didn't understand email, so they would print out their email and read it and give it to them, right? Now the only people get administrative assistants, the C-suite, the president, and maybe the CFO, and the CIO. He should know computers. So those jobs like that, there's probably, I would say 95% of administrative assistant doesn't exist anymore, right? Everybody types their own paper. I believe we still quite away from AI taking over. In the meantime, still requires too much time and money. Advanced, not perfect. No, I agree with that. We'll touch on that. Shout out to Before the Billion. Shout out to Struggle Security. I got the link pinned to the top if y'all want to come up. So, but once again, those jobs from administrative assistant took about 20 years, I think, to fully disappear. Like I said, I work for a company. We have a AAs, but do you type your own paper, Struggle Security? You got administrative assistant, man.
I'm sorry, what's that? Hold on 1 second. I'm about to put these headphones in.
Okay,
One
okay.
second.
No, you good. You good. Let's see. Read a little more of the chat. No, that's true. That's true. Let's see. Getting paid, RG in the house. Yeah, I was just asking. I know you're up in management. Do you type your own papers, or do you get administrative assistant?
So I think for like 2 levels above me, they get administrative assistant. I do my own.
I know. That was rhetorical. I'm old enough to remember. I worked for a Fortune 500 pharmaceutical companies. Everybody had AA. We had like 2,000 AAs, and if you Google it, I'm sure you've seen them on TV. In the 50s, they had a typing pool. It'd be like 50 ladies just typing up paper with whiteout, man.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about with technology, like artificial intelligence. It's not gonna hit. It took 30 years for them to disappear, but you know that's just technology. Just slowly, you don't need those people.
No, that's true. My brother, he works for the American Federation of Teachers, so it's like a teachers union for the United States. And he used to have an administrative assistant. He said now he just uses Chat GPT and large language models, to draft out all of his speeches and everything. And he said and all he does is edit it, and then boom, it's easy.
Facts. So, but this one, I think it was a school got in trouble. They used Chat GPT for somebody's obituary, and it said from Chat GPT, and everybody got mad. I thought that was cool,
copy and paste everything, don't they?
I thought it was good, man. I'm not the best speechwriter, man. I need some help. Shout out to ChatGPT.
That's wild. It has some love in that one. It had to have some experiential writing.
Yeah, so they were mad. I think they got in trouble. But yeah, you Google that. That was it. Let me read this a little more. We'll keep rolling. So trucks and cab drivers, cashier, retail sales associates, people working manufacturing factories will continue to be replaced by robotics and technology. Driverless vehicles, I think they're struggling a little bit. The one in California, I think they shut down for a little bit. In fast food restaurants, self-help, quick phone, scans of stores soon will eliminate minimum wage jobs. Now, though, when you go in the grocery store, everybody's pushing you towards self-checkout. So chime in on that. Chime in on everybody.
It's true. But I think that there's like a generation. We talked about that a little bit. A generation of people who still want to go to like check out at grocery stores and banks, where they still want to be involved. They still want people to like bag their groceries and everything. So yeah, man, I think that there's still a group of people that still want it, but yeah, you see it more and more. So I absolutely agree.
So yeah, but those are the jobs we know they getting eliminated ASAP, right? So we see those coming in. So, but two is,
let me tell you the weirdest thing I saw. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The weirdest thing I saw and I experienced, I walked into a Taco Bell, and they had the self-ordering kiosk on one side, and the people to give you the food, making the food on like the other, like the kitchen and everything. I walked in and nobody was there to take my order. So I just turned around and just ordered right there, and they just called my name, and the food was there. It's like, I don't know. It's just weird. It was super weird. Like I walk in, nobody greeted you or anything. It was like, go to the kiosk type of thing. So
because I'm going on a diet in 2024, but when you pull up to McDonald's, I asked the lady, the first thing she asked you is, are you using your mobile app? Because they trying to get you, so they want you to go ahead and pay, and you can just go through the line and pick your food up. So they're trying to push you to the mobile app, which is the kiosk on your phone. They don't even want you to come in.
See, but that's the logical progression, right? It's like you automate the process for ordering, you automate the process for customer service, you automate the process for food creation, and you can automate the process of food delivery. So that might be an industry that might take its first hit there.
I think they're taking it because now when the McDonald's I used to go to, I would say it's been there forever. So I say 20 years ago, I walked up, it was 6 cash registers. The line was out the door. Wow. Now, like you said, it's the kiosk, and they got one lady because I don't like using my card. So I paid. She had to come out from making the food, take my money, send me my another kiosk card, and go back there and start making food because most people don't pay with money. Most people don't pay with cash. So.
Something else.
Go ahead, Dan Blue. What you got on it? LS3. Is LS3 Dan Blue?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Go ahead. You want to chime in on it?
Oh, wow. A lot of stuff to unpack. Y'all hear me?
Fact, we can. You clear?
Yeah, we hear you.
I got the article pulled up, and I was going over it. I see my favorite trust fund baby is spreading AI stuff again. So
facts. Say his name, man. Put some respect on it. Say it, man. Go ahead.
Well, he was one of the early adopters, wasn't he? He used to be a part of OpenAI. So he was a part of that leadership group, Lou. So he did something, right?
Like a border. Yeah, but that's kind of like that's like a Silicon Valley, like just kind of like, what do you call it? Like a fraternity type deal. Like the Netflix guy was on the board of Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
he was grandfathered in.
Yeah, exactly. You got money, you and around us. Come on, board of directors. We got a party going on. We'll like it's just kind of like a deal like that. But so I see he said that no job is needed, and they said that they're reporting 44% of layoffs. Well, let's see it. That's my that's my rebuttal. Let's do it. I mean, they keep doing this. Like they always say, like AI is coming to take everybody's jobs. Immigrants gonna take everybody's jobs. Robots gonna take it's always. I mean, BBO. They were trying to take out programmers for what 30, 40 years. They've been trying to kill programmers forever.
Facts.
So I mean, when's it gonna happen? I'm just like, and then all this stuff is, in my opinion, it's just kind of like fear mongering. I say, like, am I discounting the impact of AI? No, I'm not doing that. However, just the whole. I mean, I think what Gabe was saying. Like, some jobs, like like an executive assistant, personal assistant. Yeah, people just probably, not do that. But what I'm starting to see. What people aren't really talking about. What I'm thinking is going to start coming up is going to be more one-man businesses coming up about this. You get what I'm saying? Like people are saying like losing jobs. However, somebody who's starting a business, like how Gabe was saying, like his brother, somebody starting a business can save money on a lot of different things through like cloud costs. You can things like that, and AI for different roles you don't have to pay for. So I'm always on that. I'm always on the. Maybe it's idealistic or whatever, but you just got to show me, man. I mean, maybe some people lose their jobs, but I still think people are I think more one-man businesses are gonna sprout from this as well.
Let me read this quick paragraph, then we get back at artificial intelligence systems are ubiquitous. AI-powered digital voice assistants share everything you want to know just by asking questions instead of a live person addressing a problem. You can engage with an online chatbot. AI can help diagnose cancer and health issues. Banks use sophisticated software to check for fraud and non-compliance. AI's predominantly control driverless automobiles and news feeds and social media. And that's kind of what I've been saying is I'm in the middle of Gabe and Dr. Dix. So I think Dr. Dix thinks the world's going to implode. And I think Gabe thinks minimum. I'm kind of in the middle. Once again, cybersecurity has 1 million jobs that are short. So the automation we're doing is helping us keep up because the gatekeepers aren't letting anybody into cybersecurity. So we need that automation to it. So my people know I'm on AWS. When you go to AWS, they got guard duty. It goes through your logs and looks for TPTs, which are threats, and helps you figure those out. They have a compliance monitor too that'll go in and helps you figure out is how you configured your architecture. Is that PCI compliant, NIST compliance, CMC compliance? So I think automation is just helping us with the short file of people we have. And shout out to Deb Blue. We were using ChatGPT to help us write some Power Automate scripts because a lot of us ain't programmed in a while. So, but like I said, it didn't replace anything. It was assisting us with some of the things we were getting stuck with. So it was assisting us. It wasn't replacing anybody. I'll let you chime in on that if you want that, Deb Blue.
I mean, that's how I look at it a lot of times, man. Like, I love this topic, PBO. I could go on for like, you know what I'm saying. But
me too. Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead. Yeah,
because I mean, I understand. I don't think using ChatGPT to code is necessarily a bad thing because it's all about understanding, the fundamentals and and you know what I'm saying. That's more important than just actually writing it. So I don't have a problem with people using it to write code because you still got to know to plug it in, where to put it, where to all that stuff. So that's more important. And then I want to present something to you, right? Mm-hmm. I did this stream about, I think it was for several months ago about remember how they're always using this to like, it's always geared toward the workers, right? They're always geared toward the people at the bottom of the ladder and stuff, employees, check cash clerks, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm presenting, why can't an AI replace a CEO?
I remember that stream. Go ahead. I'm gonna chime in.
Remember that?
I do. I knew where you were going. Keep going.
You get upset. Like if you really break it down, AI can replace a CEO way faster than anybody else. Like it. I mean, what? I mean, what? I have examples of, like, it was a Chinese company. They have a total AI CEO, and its stock is rising. It's doing well. I mean, I think they had like $2 billion in revenue. I think they had some profits as well. I mean, it's I mean, it's so funny to me that they keep using it. Like, why Elon could get replaced? I mean, I don't see why what does he do for Tesla? I mean, he just why is his job obviously he owns it, right? So that's him. But I'm saying though, like Walmart CEO, like people like that, they can literally get replaced. Because I remember during the writer strike, they were talking about, like, y'all talking about replacing the writers. No, the execs could get replaced because all they do is look at data. They take these $200-300 million movie budgets. They just look at the data. That's why we have all these remakes, because they don't want to waste all that money. So they just go into the past and see what worked and just make a remake. Have a safe return, right? So I always present that. Like, why is it always like oh man, this person, the worker, the cashier clerk, they can get automated, but why can't the CEO of Walmart get automated? What does he do? What does he do AI can't do?
No, that's a good point. But I think you said it, right? They own it, right? So that's really the owner class. So they control the AI, right? So most owners aren't going to replace their self, because that's, you got to be the only executive I knew replaced himself was the guy that owned LinkedIn.
Well, I would say this though: CEOs aren't necessarily always owners per se.
Facts, because big companies, your shareholders really owners, right?
You get what I'm saying? So like, really, the board of directors and the shareholders, they won't be automated, right? Yeah, I'm with you on that.
No,
but like, let's just say me, you, Keep It Techie, Gabe. Let's say we all got it. Let's say we the board of directors. We just have a AI CEO starting a business. It'll go through the data. It'll do HR. It'll do financial analysis. It'll do forecasting. We don't have to pay it, really. I mean, well, probably, whatever cost of all the other stuff, right? But I mean, It's a lot of that stuff that it could be the CEO, CFO, and all that junk. But I always present that as the opposite way. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I think you're 100% right. I think it's happening now, right? I think if you look at AI, you look at big ERPs, I think that's really happening now. And most of your big time CEOs really just handshake, right? Because when you get out to a certain level, you start doing deals with people you're comfortable with, right? So I think really at a high level, they really already doing that. Because you're talking about ERPs, and we're going to the Gabe, know this. Those big companies, you hire consultants. PricewaterhouseCoopers coming in with their army of accountants and consultants, and they're crunching them up. And half the time, they telling the CEO what mergers to do. He's not coming up with that. He's hiring consultants to do that. So that's an interesting take there, Blue. But because I think that, to be honest, I think they're really there.
Because I saw an article, they were saying like there was like a bunch of CEOs saying that they were saying that AI could replace them, and I always say that because like what people tend to think is gonna happen doesn't really always kind of happen. Like I'll give an example. I know, remember the AI voice when they had the Drake song. The guy made a AI of Drake's voice.
Oh yeah, that was fire.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Nobody
that was good.
saw that coming. Nobody ever thought that somebody would use AI for that. So it's always funny how they always like directing it toward the working class people. Like, oh yeah, y'all gonna get automated. You better act right. You better act right. You better do what we tell you to do. We're gonna get you out of AI. But then, boom, something happens. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. we didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it changed the whole paradigm. And kind of even, I think the task of a CEO can be automated, but I think what CEOs represent, it kind of helps to keep, I'm not saying it's foolproof, but at times it can help to keep the structure of organizations, and also it can help to aspire people of something that they might want to attain in the future. They might look at the CEO as like, if I work hard enough, I can get up there, even though they probably will never get there. Typically CEOs are like chosen, right? But they can think like, if I work hard enough, I can work higher and higher and higher. And also it represents like an hierarchical structure within organizations. So if that CEO is completely gone, it's like, okay, that's like the head of the snake being cut off. Now I think that revenue can still be generated, right? Business can still go on, but what the CEO represents, if it's a robot, I feel like that might have some uncategorized effects on an organization. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming here, but like that's some of my initial thoughts. Yeah.
Well, what I wanted to say about I understand what you're saying, and sometimes it's like when something's been done a certain way for so long, it's kind of
that's true.
It's hard.
That's true.
It's hard to imagine or foresee it happening. But what I was saying that with the CEO thing, I mean, it's like Walmart CEO made $31 million last year, right?
Facts.
And I think they said like the Amazon, he was in charge of AWS. Now he's the CEO. I can't remember, it's Jared something. When Jeff Bezos stepped down. Yeah. And I think he's making like some 30 million as well. And I think they looked at it like the cost of a CEO is like 1 to 400. Right. I mean, there's just so much money tied up into a CEO. So it's just, to me, maybe you're right with the current companies we have today, the Fortune 500 companies we have today, but that goes back to what I was saying earlier. We might start seeing one-man Fortune 500s, right? Like we might see a one-man army, but his whole company's powered by CEO. He has an AI CEO, CFO, COO. They run through the data, forecast, revenue, make cuts, lay off people, and then maybe he just signs off on hiring people, does recruiting. Maybe I don't have the this. Like I said, we're all futuristic.
No, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have the full how it would work. We're all just I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, now real quick, you really onto something, because they went back and looked at, shout out to Gabe, Chrysler, when they were their first Fortune billion company. They had like 100,000 people to get $1 billion. Google did that with like 25% of the same workforce, right? So
See what I'm saying?
it's getting smaller. Keep going, Dad. Luke, you want to keep going. But yeah, so it's getting smaller because you can generate so much more revenue with less people and really less infrastructure because a lot of it's automated.
Yeah.
That's all. Go ahead, family. Go ahead.
And maybe it's, I'm about to say, and maybe it's my sheepish corporate mind too, because I think about it, because I think about it too. Like, I've worked for organizations with strong CEOs, and I worked for organizations with very weak CEOs, or ones that I don't feel like I really relate to. So, like, I used to work for an organization called Mandiant, right? Mandiant, the CEO, right, was one of the security practitioners that found the first evidences and reported it publicly of Chinese attacks on U.S. energy companies, like first ever. So he's kind of was like, and then he started a company based upon that military experience and everything. Very inspiring leader. He really understands what the security practitioner goes through from a day to day, right? Very inspiring. And I found myself much, and I'm not saying I'm not motivated. Motivation doesn't come from myself, but at the same time, I'm like, that helped additional motivation to say like, yo, this leader, the CEO has a vision, he has guidance, and again, sheepish mind, maybe he has guidance, he knows where we're going as an organization. Where now I'm like, I mean, we got a CEO, but it's so hard to relate it. I don't know. It's just like, it's less of the, I don't know. I can't motivate the sheep with my current CEO like that. So I also see a CEO representing that. But feel free to jump in there. Feel free to jump in there.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I wanted to give some pushback to that, Gabe. Sure. I know exactly what you're saying about like a CEO can motivate you and make you want to strive for more. However, I would like to point this out. There is no direct correlation between a CEO's performance and revenue. I mean, and pay, and pay. So how a company performs and a CEO's pay are not directly related whatsoever. So a company can be doing really well, he'll still get paid whatever he got paid, negotiated for. Company can be doing really bad, still get paid what is getting paid. So that's why I look at it as well a CEO. You get what I'm saying, Gabe? Like, I understand. I mean, I understand 100% what you're saying. Like, a CEO can motivate you, but it's like, that's a great CEO. That's a great guy. That's a great leader. However, and that's what I was saying. That's why I'm glad I prefaced it earlier that maybe the companies we see today, all the Fortune 500 we see today, they might not do a drastic change as I'm saying. However, the newer companies that are going to come up, they could easily do it and be one-man Fortune 500s.
I could see that for sure.
I think they're getting there. Like I said, if you look at the companies today, they're smaller and generating much more revenue.
Because like you said, PBO, because I mean, it's like, even if you don't get Fortune 500 status, right? Because I think how much is revenue for Fortune 500? I think you have to you have to be top 500, right? It doesn't matter as long as you're top 500 market cap. So you might not make, let's say you don't make Fortune 500, however, but you're highly profitable because you have less overhead and less expenses.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have a product
you might be Fortune 1028, right? But you still have higher profit margins than
you're like OpenAI. Like, they pay some of the top prices or some of the top salaries in the tech industry, and they're not huge. They're not a huge organization. They have like under 1,000 employees that are developing the technology on a regular basis.
600,000 compensation packages.
But you got over 600,000, and they also have stock that hasn't been realized yet. So they have a lot.
They got Microsoft money. Microsoft gave $1 billion.
Can I address the chat real quick? I know what's up, Keep It Techie.
Where you want me to click at? You want
what's up, bro? Go ahead.
RX. He said AI is still far from making such powerful predictive performances, such as economics and GDP forecasting. Tech, sir, man, I don't. What I wanted to say to that, we give CEOs way too much credit. Like we give them way too much credit, bro. Like that's not like they're not like magnificent, you know, like they're not just totally changing the economic game like that. They're just kind of doing what they're doing. That's giving them way too much power. A CEO, I mean, AI could definitely go through a model, go through data, predict for economic forecast, revenue forecasts, make certain type of, administrative decision. Maybe not even. It could even be like that. Maybe an AI CEO could just present it to the board, like we were saying earlier. Like it could be me, Gabe, PBO, and Kibiteki all on the board, and the CEO tells us all, and then we all vote on it, right? Like we all 4 of us vote and see what we want to do. All right.
Real quick, but really, that's what happens now in a big company. Everybody gives it all the numbers, and they take it to the C-suite, and the C-suite makes a decision on the numbers, right? Because they're scared to let the AI make the decision, right? So with the ERP, all of that goes, then they get the numbers, then they look at the numbers, and a lot of times the numbers are pretty cut and dry. Okay, we losing money. We need to lay off X amount of people. The program will tell you really what that is. So go ahead, Keep It Techie. I'm gonna let Keep It Techie in because he's just coming up. What's up, Keep It Techie? What you want to add?
What's happening, man? So yeah, I could just add a little bit. Now one of the, I guess, pushbacks I would give on the AI CEO type of organization. For instance, the company I work for, our CEO does hands-on every month. They come through and not present, but present everything that's going on with the company currently, the direction, as well as shout out a lot of employees that are making contributions to the current efforts that are being pushed, out there. And so I think that's a great motivator. It's kind of going back to Gabe's point. I heard a little bit of what he said, but it looked as though he was talking about motivating employees to continue pushing and keeping these contracts. Yeah, I work for a government contract and it's all performance based. So based on the performance of the employees and what they're doing in the overall effort of what the contract is set up for, is a great benefit, I think, in my opinion. Like I just got shouted out this month that just passed during the all hands. So that was awesome to see. It kind of motivated me to bring other things to the organization that can help out in certain situations. So hopefully that's
Lou,
in
maybe that's
line
one thing
with what you talked about.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Let me I'm about to say
maybe that's one thing. Oh,
yeah. Real quick, then I'll give it back to you. I agree with both of them, which is crazy. Is I'm just at a certain point in my life. Just give me a bonus. I don't want no shout outs. Don't pat me on my back. I want another appreciation certificate, right? But when I was younger, like Keep It Techie, that would excite me. Now I'm old. I'm like, blah 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 blah. What's my bonus, man? I don't need that. But people at different stages and different points in their life, they need that motivation. So I definitely see, like, young guys be pumped up. I'm like, dude, I done got 500 of these certificates in my lifetime, man. I'm 56, right? So I can see that both ways. Keep going,
recognition. I was about to say that might be something that's undervalued, is recognition for the work that you've done to the entirety of the organization. Like that has a positive impact, a positive effect. I mean, even on Facebook, a lot of times people, or Facebook or Instagram or any of these social media platforms, people share the highlights of their lives to the world. And, that's something that like provides some level of endorphin release, right? Whether it's motivation, whether it's just a feel goods, people do want to be recognized for the work that they do for these organizations. Because think about it, the hours and hours and hours of work that we put into our skill and developing our talent, when you're recognized by the head of your organization, that, I'm sorry, Lou, I do think that adds to the ROI of your organization, because if you have motivated and engaged employees, that will produce a better output of work than individuals who are just coming there and they really don't have any high level motivations for being there. So I do think there can be some ROIs associated with the work of a CEO. So yeah, I say that.
And just to add a little more, I mean, it just feels good to get recognized for the work that you put in. I'm kind of reiterating what Gabe said, but I want to add, it's just an overall benefit. I mean, I've worked in organizations where there were no type of recognition for, and I know I did a whole bunch of stuff that could have been recognized, and not that I was like really looking for it, you know what I'm saying? It either came or it didn't, but it didn't keep me as motivated. I eventually lost interest in the position.
Yep.
And,
I need
and
mines.
moved on to something else.
I
You know what
need
I'm saying?
mines. Yeah, no, I need mines. I need my recognition. I need you to listen, you saw what I did. I need mines. I need it. That's all I'm saying.
I need
My
mine
bad,
recognized in my check.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
jump in?
Yeah, go ahead. I want mine recognized in check. Go ahead, Deb. Look,
I need both. I need it all. Give it all.
Why can't I don't know. I mean, why can't AI recognize?
That's a good point.
Job, Lou. You did a great job this quarter.
I understand what y'all are saying, but I don't understand why the AI can't recognize people.
I know what you mean.
Because the recognize is above us. I mean, the AI is above us, bro. They moving at a faster pace than we are. They can make decisions at a better rate than us. So they're not gonna look. They're not gonna understand how to recognize someone that moves at a slower pace than it does. You see what I'm saying? Unless you put that in there.
Go
ahead.
Brother. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm not talking about nobody. I know y'all.
No. Talk about me.
I know.
No. Talk about me.
But I'm gonna say this though. Sometimes people get recognized like they ain't doing nothing but, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't kiss up to the AI. The AI will get hard, cold facts. If you ain't got the metrics, if you ain't got the, whatever. How we all got different jobs. However they metric a success, whatever it is. The AI will know. You can't lie to the AI. The AI will put it on the leaderboard and let everybody every quarter know. But I see what you're saying, though. I mean, I understand that part. I'm just saying that I don't, because I mean, it can work both ways. I mean, the CEO can congratulate you, then you lay it off next month. Like,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, but then look, if you're motivated, if you get that congratulations, you might put out the best output of work in that last 2 months before you get laid off. So they were able to squeeze out. AI might just lay you off, but that CEO is able to squeeze out the most productivity that you've ever received before they let you go.
And then it could make them make a different decision to look at you as, okay, he does bring value. So we need to do whatever we can to keep this position. And hey, maybe your buddy might get laid off.
I'm saying
they know
got to be a human in the loop.
Off. Yeah.
And then they can do something like, I don't know, they can send out a survey to everybody in the company or everybody in your team, and everybody votes on everybody. They can't vote on themselves.
Nah, because it become a popularity contest. You got to deal with a popularity contest at that point.
Okay, I was just
because whoever bring in the donuts or whoever, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I was just
throwing the power shift. It goes from the CEO to I'm sorry. Go ahead, Peter.
To where it need to be, the workers. Yeah.
But let's be real. We know we talked about this and we whisper about this, but then you talking about people clicking up. People vote on people that don't have real skills. You've seen that where how's this person still got their job, man? Because people like them.
It becomes a power shift rather than you just completely omitting the power from the people.
Yeah. But like Netta said in the chat, like y'all they can keep the congratulations. Just throw that bonus.
That's me. Hold on, everybody. Let's let B2B get in. I'm about to shut down early, so we can go to B2B. We flow. Go ahead, B2B. Go ahead, B2B.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
We doing all right, man.
Yeah, man. I wanted to hop in because it's something that you said, PBO, about like you don't care about the accolades and the pats on the back, and you just care more so about the bonus and a raise and stuff like that. And it reminded me of an interview and then also a video I watched talking about the intangible or the tangible things versus the intangible things that a company can give you. So when you're thinking back on your life and you say, okay, well, what did my company give me? Well, you don't remember what your income was when you first started or like 2 years ago and stuff like that. You don't think about what your salary was. You think about, I got a corner office from my company. I got several shout outs. I was put up as employee of the month. So those are things that you can remember when you look back and you can kind of brag on, which leads to being more happy because after a certain point, when you get to a certain income, it's just, more money going towards taxes, really. You know what I mean? And the interview I'm talking about is when I went to an interview with Delta, and I asked him a question of, what do you consider success? And they said, well, I don't really look for pats on the back and stuff. I was like, okay, that's a terrible answer to my question. But I more so wanted to know what do you consider to be a successful? What do you consider to be a successful job for this particular role? And so PBO, that just stood out to me. But as far as the AI CEO, I think of the CEO as more so just a figurehead. We just need a person right there to just talk, because if I ask you guys, what does a CEO do? They pretty much do anything they want to.
Well,
I think Lou was kind of alluding to that as well. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna throw it back, and I'm gonna get us together. I think that's a age type thing, because I'm like Gabe. I've seen CEOs I thought inspired people. I was working at a Fortune 500 pharmaceutical. The dude gave a speech, man. I think I threw out an extra 1,000 lines of code, man. I was so motivated, man.
I'm telling you.
So I've seen that, but I think too now with technology and AI, I think younger people are disenchanted with the corporate structure too. So I think y'all pushing back on that CEO suite a lot more. I think than I'm right below the boomers. I think we're giving the little CEOs a little more respect. And shout out to Dev Lou and B2B. Like, they're overrated. What's your thoughts on that, Gabe?
I do. And even beyond the whole just motivators, I think the CEOs are also ultimately responsible for the strategic direction of the organization. So as you concern in hiring and resourcing, so you're concerned in market differentiators, are you concerned in the financial goals? The CEO has to sign off on those things. I don't think it's just an analog yes or no, or just just a very easy way to answer that question, right? It needs to kind of have a lot of different inputs. There's relationships that are also involved, strategic partnerships with other organizations. It's a lot more. As I'm kind of more delving into like leadership responsibilities, it's a lot more involved than just saying I'm the head of the organization and I hire and fire people. There's like a direction that you have to set, you have to own, and you have to make sure that it's carried out within the organization. So I think that it's a little bit more, but at the same time, I'm not saying that it can't be automated to some degree. I still do think that AI can do some of those responsibilities, like looking at the market. But at the same time, you got to get creative too, right? You can't just look at what's currently in the market and have AI come up with something completely different that will make you that will give you a strong, industry differentiator so that you're able to gain more revenue within your market. You know what I mean?
Just real quick on that, Gabe.
Yeah.
I think that's rare CEOs. Most people just me too. I work for a company. They've been doing the same shit for 100 years. Yeah, I think that's rare. Keep going, though. I'm going to throw it back to you.
No. I agree with that. But I do think some things can be automated. I just don't know to what degree. Let me say that. That's really my position. I don't know to what degree a CEO can be completely automated.
But I guess from my point of view, and you were in those meetings too, I think we're doing a lot of that because we have consultants. They feed all that data, then the CEO looks at the data, right? So for the decision, when you do a market research, a lot of times you hire a firm or let AI give you all the data before you make that. So I think a lot of
it's the other C-suite folk that are involved in those acquiring that data and giving context. So your CIO, your CFO, your CTO, sometimes now your CISO, CISO, where a lot of times the CISO reports to the CTO, but anyway, or the CIO. That's a whole other conversation. But those other leaders within the organization kind of present it from their particular, I guess, business verticals. And then the CEO makes the final decision. And they're supposed to own it and move forward with it, right? They're supposed to, right? And so that's the type of stuff. Again, I don't know to what degree it can completely be automated. I think some of it can, but I don't know. I'm looking at a more hybrid AI CEO hybrid model. Lou. I'm looking at a hybrid model.
Facts, man.
Yeah, man. That was a lot, but I'll pass it on.
Lou, what you want on that? I'll let Lou go in order. You want some more of that, Lou, or you good? Or Lou might be out.
Well, I can hop in there right fast.
Yeah, I was gonna let you. Yeah, go ahead, keep it tech. I'm throwing it to you. You was next in line. Go ahead, keep it tech.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that until we see, I would say
I'm
a little bit more.
I'm right here.
Oh,
I went.
go ahead.
No, I've been.
I'm sorry, what's that, Lou?
I'm sorry, guys. I was getting some water. I was listening to my phone. I was grabbing some water. I was listening to y'all. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Gabe. Sorry to keep it taking. I just wanted to say this real quick. No, I see what you're saying about the hybrid situation. I guess what because I was going to they were saying about like could AI be Steve Jobs? That's not really what I'm kind of getting at. I'm more talking about like a managerial CEO, right? Like that's more of a visionary founder position.
Facts.
That's not because if anything, Steve Jobs would be the one using the CEO. I mean, using the AI CEO, right? Like he wouldn't.
Facts.
And he would, and he wouldn't get voted out of his own company probably.
Facts.
Like he did first time.
Facts.
And I guess what like I said, probably won't see this anytime in the current companies we have on the board today. But like the next 20 years, you might start seeing it. Like that probably was gonna have to be some brand new fresh companies that are gonna implement like I said, that company in China, they're already using AI CEOs. Now what let me I'm gonna pass it. Go ahead, keep it taking. I'm gonna go find this article that I was that I did that video on. And it was just it was going into like what the day-to-day entails of like what an AI CEO will do. I'll come right back.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, and just and what I was going to get at is until we see more examples, it kind of aligns with what he's saying. Until we get a little bit more examples of a successful business running with a managerial AI CEO, I don't think it'll be adopted as quickly in the future. But I kind of agree with what Gabe was saying, maybe that hybrid side of it where the AI is helping the CEO make the decisions based on the accumulated data. And that's similar to what I said on the other stream. I mean, AI essentially uses data that's simulated by other humans at the end of the day, and some AI tied into it, at the lower levels as it's being introduced into the environments, and some of it is helping make those decisions at the lower levels, and it'll go up, and essentially it'll be, that CEO, and then a line against each position underneath that CEO that has some AI input into the decision-making process throughout the chain of command. So that's my thoughts. But shout out to you guys. I see y'all leaving. But yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Are we leaving?
Hey,
No, I
PBR,
seen somebody had to drop off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got to drop from my stream. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Thank
Nah,
you so much, PBR, for having me up.
We gonna come to your stream. I probably just go 10 minutes a little longer. We're gonna come over to your stream, man. We're gonna be over
All
there.
right, appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll be
you
over
good,
there.
man.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead, Luke. I gave you control.
This is the article right here. It was like, should we automate the CEO? And this is what a lot of that. So this was the company NetDragon WebSoft. It was like a gaming firm. They had like $2 billion in annual revenue. And hey, look, it said the AI worked 24/7, didn't sleep, and they paid it $0. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And they were just comparing the company's performance to like other companies and stuff like that. They were just, it just never really was they didn't see any drop in company performance in this. And then they kind of was like, they brought up how, the 45 million workers. And then they go into like how the average CEO pay, how much money they make and things like that. And it's not necessarily, it's just, if they're going to make the argument that, there's people who it saves money to replace workers and things like that, then just replace the CEOs. And then I think they were saying some things like okay, so what was like they said right here, they said executives are least likely, but then they kind of went into it like, okay, yeah, here it goes. So this is what the roles of a CEO job that can be automated, tracking companies perform, all this stuff that is what y'all were talking about, like being congratulated, you can't really replace that with AI. And that's what y'all were talking about, right? Like being
Yeah.
congratulated all hands and
Mhm.
being motivated by a CEO. So like that, but all these other things, right? You know, look at the main, and these are like these three right here. These are pretty much like the main things a CEO does. I don't see recruiting on here. Now they don't really recruit. And I did hear somebody brought up something like, could AI be racist? Like, could they like not hire, certain people, things like that? So I mean, that's just I got to say we have to get to that bridge when we cross it, But I guess my whole thing is that we might, like I said, the companies we see today probably won't implement this, but 20 years from now, we'll probably see a lot more companies implement like AI CEOs.
No, that's cool. No, I think that's a valid question, right? And two is like I said, I think we're slowly doing it because we're giving that data to the CEO to make those decisions, right? And just instead of having that part AI, all this the CEO and they getting all that data from AI, ERPs, data lakes, machine learning. It's crunching all that data to come up with more insight into your business using data, right? So I think we're slowly moving there. But I think you said that the next step nobody thinks of is, hell, we got all that data. Why we need the CEO making it? If it's doing it, it can make those decisions too. So I think that
Right.
was
That's all.
yeah, I
You
think that
know.
was a valid statement. Keep
Yeah,
it
that's
techie.
all.
You want any of that?
Nah,
Keep
y'all
it
go ahead.
techie.
Nah, y'all go ahead.
All right. So let
Yeah,
me
I
read a
still
little
got
more of this article, then I'm gonna flow on over to once again, AI robotics, other form, it thinks it's gonna bring 15 trillion to the global GDP by 2030. However, it would come at a high human cost. The extra wealth will also generate the demand for many jobs that are also concerns that displace many other jobs. This brings up another critical, often overlooked issue with AI. Proponents had nothing to worry about as always successfully dealt with new technology. However, what does that mean for the quality of your job? The world's most advanced cities aren't ready for the disruption of intelligence, claims Oliver Wyman, a management consulting firm. He believed that over 50 million Chinese workers may require retraining as a result of AI-related deployment. The U.S. will be required to retool 11.5 million people in America with skills needed to survive in the workforce. Millions of workers in Brazil, Japan, Germany will need assistance with changes brought by AI robots. But this always happens, right? We got rid of the farmers, coal. We always have to upskill to keep our skills current to acquire new jobs, new salary, and new money. What's your thoughts on that, Lou? You want any of that,
Can you
Lou?
hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
no,
hear you.
I agree. I think I definitely think AI can bring in more revenue, right? I definitely
Yeah.
think that. Yeah, I think yeah, I 100% agree.
What's your thoughts on that? Keep it techie.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I agree as well. I think it will uh, bring in more revenue. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to run it other than your electric bill and the development of it. So um, as long as you're in the black after the development, of
Facts.
it being incorporated, then yeah, revenue will go up.
Let me read these last couple paragraphs and then what an AI feature may look like. There's no hiding from robots. Well-trained, experienced doctors could be pushed aside for sophisticated robots that can perform delicate surgeries. I ain't letting no robot surgery on me, man. Read X-rays and accurately detect cancerous cells. I might do that. The rise of artificial intelligence will make even software engineers less sought after, according to Jack Dorsey, the tech billionaire and founder of Twitter. Square artificial intelligence will soon write its own code software that will put beginner level software engineers in a tough spot. When discussing how automation will replace jobs, Dorsey told Yang on episode of Yang Speaks, we talk a lot about self-driving trucks and whatnot. He added AI even coming for programming jobs. A lot of the goals of machine learning and deep learning is to write software itself over time. So a lot of entry-level programming jobs will not be as relevant. With management consulting companies that deploy AI robots, said we do not need to worry. We need to be concerned. Companies, whether they're McDonald's introducing self-kiosks, we talked about that. The trend has potential to impact all classes of workers adversely in the light of a study spotlight on a dire result of AI. including lost wages, rapid growth in income equality, it's time to talk seriously about how AI should be managed before it's too late. So I'm gonna throw that one to Dev Lou, since he said that's the death of the junior programmer. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't. Like I said, I'll say it again. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on it because I keep hearing that they keep hiring new junior engineers. They keep. I mean, I don't know, man. They keep saying that, but
oh yeah, we've been trying to kill them since the '80s, man. We had case tools,
you know
generation. Go
like,
ahead. We've been killing them since the '80s. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I keep saying it, man. We waiting on it. Like, I mean, if that's the case, why they keep bringing tech workers from other countries and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, they keep doing this. It's like, what is, when is it happening? Like, when is it gonna happen?
No,
and I don't know. Jack Dorsey, I think that's the last person. You know what I'm saying? That's the last person that needs to be speaking on some stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all ever read that book about Twitter. Like, man, that dude, that's a shiesty, slimy dude, man. That's somebody. I can't. That's the last person I'm listening to.
The last person you gonna trust.
Yeah, man. That's a slimy dude, man. I don't know. He probably just, just a billionaire talking. People just giving him airtime, like he know everything. But no, we waiting, man.
Go ahead, keep it techie. What you want on it? I'm kind of gonna wind it down on that, so we can go check out B2B, and I might do another AI one because this one went so good. Go ahead, keep it techie.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't think so, bro. Not yet. I don't think it's sophisticated enough to just totally wipe out software engineers and all that stuff. So I mean, kind of like what Lou said, we waiting to see. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? We waiting. Like,
I've been waiting forever, man. So the two is, I think, once again, I think the growth in software, because everything has software in it and everybody's hooking together APIs. So I just think that skill set's going to grow exponentially. So what AI is going to get rid of, I think you're still not going to really feel it in the industry, at least right away. So
yeah, and then one other thing, I mean, they're still developing AI, as we speak. So they need more developers to develop it. You know what I'm saying? So it's to that point where it's a give and take. I mean, they need the people there to still develop it and incorporate it in applications, incorporate it into all the things you want to incorporate it in the industry. So it's still going to be that need for developers.
Hold on real quick. Casual Economist, I see your comment. I can't even get in LinkedIn to figure out where those comments are at. So people on LinkedIn, you got to bear with me. I'm still struggling streaming on LinkedIn. So
yeah, I tried to help you out over the PBO.
I can't even find out where the comments are at. I'm gonna work on that next week. I'm gonna work on that. Go ahead, Lou. You want any more of the Jack Dorsey hate you give him?
Oh man, listen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I am being slight biased. I mean, he got an opinion like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like that dude. That he is a slimy dude, though, man. Like, y'all got to read this book called Hacking Twitter or read the summary. The slimy dude, dog. How Twitter came about, just slimy, backstabbing, nasty work, dog. I mean, it might not. I just, that guy talking about replacing people. You replaced your best friend, dog. Like, kick about the company. Like, anyway, you know what I'm saying? It just, but yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all over there on B2Bs.
Yeah, I'm about to shut it down. You want you want any last words? You want last words there before we go over there?
Oh, I'll say it again. Like I've been saying all stream and keep it taking said as well. Like, we waiting. We waiting. We're waiting for our jobs to get taken. We waiting. All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for having me on, PBO.
All the time. You want anything? Keep it techie before we go to see B2B real quick.
It's kind of reiterating what Lou said. I mean, we it's just a wait and see game at the moment. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens.
No, that's cool. Everybody, I'm gonna shut it down. I'm glad everybody. My personal thoughts on that is, especially in cybersecurity, we're 1 million people short. Tech G says 750,000. I saw 1.2 million. So everybody know I'm AWS. So system manager, once again, guard duty. They're putting AI in those tools to help you. You can't look through a petabyte of logs anymore, right? You're gonna need some artificial intelligence and machine learning assistance. Code whisper. It's gonna help you go through your code, hopefully figure out any weak validation, cross-site scripting, cross-site forgery. Looks through your code and help you debug your code, or at least make it more secure coding, right? So I think that's where we're going to use AI in cybersecurity for the next 10 years before we talk about eliminating jobs. So everybody knows Before the Billion is my guy. So I'm hope everybody goes over there and join him to support him. That's all I got. If you need me, my apologies to LinkedIn. I gotta get a better understanding of it. I can't even find the comments. So PBO is working on his LinkedIn simulclass with YouTube. He still struggles streaming, but I appreciate people supporting me on LinkedIn, and I'm gonna definitely get that figured out. Once again, Professor Black Ops, let's go check out B2B. I'm out. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. My bad to LinkedIn.